Bionic GPT is designed to be installed into your data center or private cloud. This then gives all teams in your organization access to generative AI directly from their browsers. And we enable generative AI with 4 main features. Firstly, text and code generation, our no-code RAG pipeline so that you can extend the AI with your own data. We give developers and data scientists access to the models with API keys, and we have a full audit trail so that you can see who's doing what and where. Here we'll talk through everything that you need to do to get Bionic GPT installed onto Kubernetes. First of all, if you take our code from our repository, we've built a dev container that contains all of the tools that you need to run the infrastructure as code to get everything installed. And we have an example folder of the way that you could set up a infrastructure as code project to get this installed. For this demonstration, we'll use a tool called Kube, which allows us to have like a Kubernetes sample environment without doing anything dangerous in production. And we can install our Kube cluster, and then it's relatively easy to get a Kube config file and test that cluster to see if it's come up or not. And here I'll use K9s to give it another little test to see if it's working. And now I'll run Pulumi, which is our infrastructure as code tool, to bring up all of our services. And that's run through pretty quickly there. And I'll make a hole into the Kubernetes cluster with kubectl and get a connection there into our database to test that out, run a few Postgres commands, and there we've got an environment that's ready to run Bionic GPT. Now that we've got a Kubernetes namespace and our cluster and database ready, we can think about installing the application. So if we go a folder above, there's a pulumi.yaml file, and this contains everything we need to get the application installed. So it's like a separate process, one process to initialize the cluster, which you'd probably do in your own way, and another process to actually install the app. And you can see that we've done a preview there, and the installation, and all of the containers are going to run in, and the server will run up. So going back to the documentation, we can pass through a port so that we can actually access the front end, and from the browser we can access Bionic GPT. As a kind of sanity check, we can run through some of the screens, for example, uploading documents. And if I move back into VS Code, I can run up K9s and have a look at some of the logs and we can see there the embeddings getting generated for those documents we just uploaded. And let's test the chat functionality. So I'm going to get it to generate a Kubernetes poem, and we can see it's all working there. So from there, we've got a working configuration, and then we can start to think about how we add other models. So I hope that gives you a good overview of what it would be like to install Bionic GPT into production. And for any more details, you can consult our documentation or raise issues with us and just ask us any questions. Thank you.